Hello and welcome everybody to the M2 Reverse Grid here at TRACKILICIOUS. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedways. Lovely track here in a night qualifying. You can see we're jumping in a little bit late here. But hello and welcome along everyone. I see we already have some chat members. Doc Milwee in chat as always, and One Bigley also. Thank you so much, already gifting a sub. Appreciate your continued support. You're an absolute legend. Hope everyone's ready tonight. Like I say, it's going to be a night qualifying. I'm not sure these drivers were too prepared for that. With some fairly average track conditions, nice and optimum, clear qualifying for them in terms of times that we're seeing. Let's see if any drivers have managed to set a valid lap. As of now, no drivers have just yet. We're a little bit into that as well. So track limits being a bit of a struggle here, Indy. It's a tough one, I gotta say. The curbs come quick and not too much elevation change here. About 3 feet, in fact, of elevation change. Quite a lot in terms of that. But also 2.5 miles, 16 corners, 10 to the right, and 10 to the left and 6 to the right. I'm tired here tonight. Welcome everyone once again. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. We are getting ready here, like I say, to move straight on into the qualifying, as we are, once again, a little bit late here tonight. So let's head on in. Taking a look at our drivers and the times that we see on the board here in qualifying. We have a Will Brunner. First one on the board. After that will be Jacob Cunningham. Looking currently at a 150.8. This track already a tough one when it comes to track limits. Nevertheless, here in the night, even tougher to spot your braking markers, as well as plenty of other opportunities to invalidate throughout the night. As we change everything over here, we have a hydrate redeemed by Commentator. Thank you very much. Also, One Bigley gifting that to Marcelo Ramon. Marcelo, enjoy your emotes. Now, for anyone just joining us, should I explain the format of this race? Well, I think so. So, M2 Reverse Grid. I know you're thinking, what? Nobody has ever done this before. Well, we have actually. This is race 3, round 3, in fact. So, it's been 3 in the past, but currently tonight, we will have one qualifying session. It is going to be this 15-minute qualifying where the drivers will have a shootout to get pole position or the back of the grid, however you look at it, will be pole position one way or the other. Excuse me, not one or the other, I always mess that up. The first race is determined by the order of qualifying. The second race is determined by the reverse order of the finish results of the race. So the race 1 results will be, you'll have your winners, of course. Let's say, your Ollie Raza, maybe, potentially, going for the race win. Dan Brace going for the race win, whoever takes that. Well, in race 2, they will be starting in the back of the grid, and vice versa. The other ride is a little bit confusing, but I'm sure you'll be able to understand it. It's quite fun here. It allows for a lot of action, especially in race 2. Race 1, though, you got a lot of people sandbagging towards the back of the grid. It's all about where do you start. You start in the middle of the pack. It's where you're going to be most prone to incidents, there's no doubt. Why don't the cameraman, why don't they get a new filter here on their cameras? It's a bit hard to see. Much better. Look at that. You can see the tin can back again, out it on track. The 444 of Casey Schutte, the BMW 3.0 straight 6 engine, twin turbo. Basically a road car. In fact, it is a road car. You can buy this car, in fact, for under $100,000 if you're interested. BMW sponsorship, maybe, when, no. Anyways, the BMW is a souped-up road car when it comes to the suspension. A little bit of an upgraded suspension. However, this car, I will say, it has one massive difference. Now, can anyone spot it here as we pop on board with Ollie Raza, who's currently sitting on pole position with a 148.9 and also stuck behind a bit of traffic. If you look over to the right-hand side where that ready little marker is, yeah, those little air things, that is air conditioning, everybody. These cars have air conditioning, a luxury that most GT cars have absolutely thrown to the wind over the years. See what I did there? No, not funny. Regardless, can see this car, these drivers will be nice and comfortable, barring any conditions. Of course, it will knock off a couple horsepower This car, lacking a little bit in horsepower, maybe, I mean, you know, still a very respectable amount at 365 horsepower. A very heavy car, though. Ollie Raza invalidating. We'll have to try that again. Casey Schutte, though, on a pretty good lap so far, heading into the final few corners. You can see these drivers having a bit of a kerfuffle going on. I think that was John Hawley taken off to the side there. And to the line here, Casey Schutte, who was not affected by those incidents, will not take pole position, is going to be 1.9 tenths off. Just under 2 tenths there for the gap. Ollie Raza going to be looking to improve his lap time, though. Currently even with his delta as he did just start. Mike Burkov also on a fairly decent one here. Why don't we ride along with him? Very interesting steering wheel, I got to say, the BMW M2. Ooh, bit of a handful for Mike Burkov. Getting the full experience there of milking the cow and driving this very, very heavy beast. Did lose about 4 tenths through that sector. All of the time that he had gained is now down. Looking to keep it up, though, here into the braking zone. Does go down third gear. Rides it nicely, just misses that curb. Goes, slams over to the right side of the track. Going to clip that apex on the inside. Ooh, very early on the throttle. You can see the back end wanting to get in front of the rear end, trying to overtake the front end. Not gonna happen there with Mike Burkov behind the wheel, and third position it's gonna be. A bit further back, we saw the crunchy peanut bimmer racing of John Hawley. The lovely GIF-inspired livery. GIF-inspired, GIF-sponsored. And extra crunchy. Look at that. John Hawley, he listens. In fact, what is this? Extra crunchy peanut butter is the superior peanut butter. Mike, butternut Nause? Oh my goodness. Should I have said that? Well, I did already. Anyways, John Hawley with a nice little tribute I did in a previous stream. Look at that. Extra crunchy. John Hawley. Absolute legend. You can see him getting all the way over to the left-hand side of that track, approaching the side of the oval. Nice 7 grams of protein, too. Extremely healthy. You know what? I'm going to have a nice spoonful of peanut butter after this race. Not this race. Maybe after the second race. Ooh. Oh. And you know what goes good with peanut butter? Bananas. And I think John Hawley had a few too many of those and left them on the track, as you can see him slipping and sliding there around along with other drivers. Helmetron Gaming, definitely happy about Provolone currently sitting in 5th position. I'm also pretty happy about that. It ain't easy being cheesy with the life of a Provolone, but he manages to make do with a nice smoky taste, and currently in P5. No longer, now P6. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Who was it? Dan Brace? And the Iron Man BMW? And extra crunchy. Yes, indeed, Jacob. As well, energy being thrown the way of Provolone. I missed that. And Snoopy, welcome. Welcome, Helmetron. Welcome, Jacob Church. Hope you all are having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, and ready for some exciting reverse grid racing here. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though, as race 1 will not be a reverse grid. It will be just as we see it. The qualifying order will fall as the grid positions. As the crunchy peanut bimmer racing comes across the line, the superior peanut butter. He will be still P11. Gotta say, you gotta love John Hawley. He never fails to disappoint with his liveries. I will say, I'm not sure how long it took him to come up with that nickname. It's a pretty good one, though. I gotta give him credit. He can have that clip. That'll be his one clip that he can have. I won't say it again, but it's quite good. Alex Afonso fairly out of position in the Intercontinental Racing BMW with 1 minute left in qualifying. This will be his last attempt to set a lap here. We're looking around the 149s, 150s in terms of lap times. Alex Afonso in the 151s. Would have expected him to be a little bit higher up in the grid. But as it stands, maybe the M2 not quite agreeing with him as much as some of the other cars. This car, much softer suspension than the other classes. Even the GT4s have a bit firmer suspension, and those are fairly soft compared to a GT3. So once again, the one thing that these cars have, for anyone just tuning in, that no other car in this game has, to my knowledge, is air conditioning. So these drivers, once again, will have a nice and cool race here tonight. Well, for other reasons, it's also just nice and cool here tonight at Indianapolis. Alex Afonso, though, actually did manage to get to the line and able to set another lap. I did miss that. Ali Raza, what can he do, though? As it stands, comes through corner 7. These corner track names, or yes, track name, as well as the corner names here, very original. They are, in fact, numbered 1 through 16. You guessed it, there are 10 corners to the left, 6 to the right. Nice 2.5 mile track. Quick times for the GT3 cars, not so in the M2s, as they are more leisurely strolling around here on Thursday. If you guys do want to see their times, though, and want to take a little bit more of an in-depth look at their laps in terms of where they're falling off in their sectors compared to other drivers, you can head over to Pitwall. You can exclamation mark Pitwall here. And you can see there all of the drivers' timings, as well as the plenty of other information. And Forzy, welcome, and Thomas Snoopy saying that the new Ginetta has air conditioning. Interesting. Fair enough. You know, look at this. These cars, they are prioritizing the driver. For anyone who says that the engineers don't care, they do. They do. And did I watch the Mexico Grand Prix? Yes, I did. Watched it live. Days it's Thursday? Yeah, we can talk about it. Anyone that doesn't know by now doesn't know. I mean, let's not talk too much about it, but we can talk about it. I hit the wrong button. We're going to be waiting here for a second before I can hit drive. Great job, guys in the truck. Provolone, 4th position, my dude. Getting cheered on by the chat as well. Looking strong here to start off tonight. And any day now, I will be able to hit drive, I hope. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Okay. Let's get in here and meet our drivers tonight. As it stands here, starting in P1, it is going to be the... Hold. Okay, here we go. Starting in P1, it is going to be Ali Raza, the number 30 Raza Motorsports in the BMW M2. Casey Schutte as well in the M2. It's an M2 grid here tonight. The Tin Can back again, starting off on the front row as well. The 444 next to Mike Burkov in third here. Jason Provolone as well on the second row. A lovely result there from the It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy number 82 man himself there in P4. Dan Brace, 5th fastest. Once again, BMW. All of these cars, of course, tonight here. The same stock series. Dan Brace in the Ironman, number 46 here tonight, and lined up in P5 with Will Brunner. Going to be beside him when they start here tonight in the insert name Simcast Racing, number 98. Jacob Cunningham going to be in P7, the number 27. The Magenta Motorsports with his cat on there, of course. And Andre Alex Afonso, the Portuguese driver, lined up next to him in the Intercontinental Racing. As well, Potts Weaver in the Dragon Ball Z livery. Unfortunately, I don't think I have that here tonight. Is going to be in P9 with Casey Jackman lined up behind to round out our top 10 in the AOA Racing. Nice livery as well. John Hawley in the superior peanut butter livery. The crunchy Peanut Bimmer Racing 410 here. Lovely one tonight. Going to be starting off in P11 with Professor Chronotis as company in 12th. In the I Drew It Myself, a Bob Ross inspired, as well as other lovely details on that number 42 BMW M2 out there. Jeff Dallas behind in 13th. In the Precision Motorsports, number 21. Last but not least here, it's going to be the King starting off on the back. Adam King in P14, the number 2 driver in the BMW M2 CS. Last but not least, the drivers getting ready here to get underway. 2.5 mile outlap here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 16 corners, 10 to the left, 6 to the right. Located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a whopping 3 feet of elevation here. We are now underway. You can see here, this is what the drivers, or at least what Ollie is going to see at the beginning of this race. A very long run down to the first corner, which is a heavy braking zone and a right-hander. Drivers are going to need to be very careful about Concertina. There's only 14 drivers on the grid. 14 is still a very respectable number. If you guys are interested in joining these championships and contributing to these numbers, you can find them over on Pitwall. Pitwall? Why did I say Pitwall? You can SimGrid. Pitwall, you can find timing. SimGrid, you can find our championships if you are interested in joining. My apologies. And still trying to keep the Iron Man Honda theme? How could I not? And how could he not? And Adam, I'm not sandbagging, I'm just bad. Snoopy, it's been a long day. I apologize, I'm tired here tonight. It's gonna be more of a chill stream, if I do predict. You can see also what it looks like from behind. Alex Afonso with a few more cars in front. But tonight, like I say, 14 drivers out there. Ollie Raza leading them away here in race 1. Snoopy, I wish. Ain't gonna happen. You can't get me away like that. We'll caffeinate here. We'll got plenty of caffeine. Gets the heart pumping, you know. Definitely can feel it. Nonetheless, the drivers lining up here. 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Coming around the final chicane and the final corner now. Turn 16. Long, sweeping right-hander. It's a little bit lazy to get on the throttle when it comes to race pace, especially in these BMWs. Wanting to understeer constantly. Lined up, though, in pole position here. Ollie Raza. Next to him, Casey Schutte on the front row. I am Mike Nause in the booth. as we get ready to go green here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are green, heading now down to the first chicane. It's already a drive-through penalty picked up for Jacob Cunningham. It's about an even start from the front two. Ollie Raza getting the better of it, though. You can see side by side Mike Burkov and Jason Provolone, with Dan Brace trying to slip his nose into the mix as well. Going under braking now. Who is going to go later? Looks like Dan Brace does go late on the brakes. He is going to get it stopped in time as well for the chicane. All drivers able to make it in. Nicely done. Still side by side we go. Mike Burkov on the outside. Dan Brace not able to get the job done, with Will Brunner close behind as well. Jacob Cunningham unfortunately picking up that drive-through penalty. He will have to serve that within 3 laps or he will receive a more hefty penalty. You can see though, big moves as, oh, John Hawley has absolutely missed his braking marker. John Hawley with a terrible name to the Crunchy Peanut Butter Racing. Oh no! Adam King is around. A little bit of contact there from, I'm not sure who that was, if that was Jeff Dallas, I think. Not sure though if it was Casey or Chronotis. Regardless, a little bit of contact here on the first lap. Not the cleanest. The Crunchy Peanut Butter car making these BMW M2s a little bit more crunchy in terms of their bodywork. Maybe he does need to go back to that creamy peanut butter, more smooth driving. Nonetheless, Will Brunner chasing down Dan Brace. This is going to be for position, as behind the driver, not so much. Will Brunner on the tail here. You can see that front splitter trying to close in. Jacob Cunningham is in this round, or this time around. As they all come nip and tuck down the start-finish straight. Will Brunner here is going to be the closest to making a move here, with Dan Brace going a bit deep into the first chicane. That could give him an opportunity on the second part here. This sort of left, right, left. Big save from Will. Gets a tire out there onto the curb. I think he even touched the grass. You can see that BMW struggling for traction as he hasn't quite gotten to those tires up to temperature just yet. Got to get the core temperatures as well as the brakes up there. And after that long straight down the after turn 16, your brakes, they get very, very cool. So coming into that first chicane, where you require such heavy braking, can be very crucial. Will, though, plenty of experience behind the wheel. And as well as Thomas is saying, Indianapolis is slidey, a very slick track. Not that abrasive, not like your Spa, not like your Zandvoort. Nice move here, potentially from John Hawley. Professor Chronotis going very slow, off onto the grass, in fact. John Hawley, though, safely negotiating that one. The Crunchy Peanut Bimmer Racing about 5 seconds behind Casey Jackman. Casey, though, is caught up to the train with the leaders. There's about 8 drivers currently, all within a second of each other. Ollie Raza leading the way. Casey Schutte not too far behind, but falling back with Jason Provolone on the podium sitting positions. I actually missed that, I think. Definitely going to have some people in chat at the end of this standing up out of their seats if he does manage, or he may even be standing out of his seats right now as Jason Provolone is going for the move. He smells blood in the water. Casey Schutte is definitely struggling for grip. Jason looks awfully planted. He needs to be careful. There's still 15 minutes left into this race. Don't use up all of that tire life early. I have absolutely no idea how long the tires last on BMWs, to be completely honest. Jason, though, able to keep within that 1 second margin. Casey not really going anywhere. Mike Burkov also sticking exactly the same distance behind at exactly 1 second. No longer. Jason Provolone has succumbed to the pressure and drops 2 positions maybe even 3 here after missing his braking zone by about a quarter mile. Side by side, he goes with Will Brunner. Will on the inside here. He may even lose another position, but no, I think Jason will be able to hold on for now. Definitely do not count Will out, though. Mike Burkov going to be smiling after that one. Moves up to the podium positions. As well, Dan Brace, you can see him tucking out of the slipstream. He's about just under a second behind the car in front there. Maybe a bit too far back to be making a move. You don't want to be staying in that slipstream, gaining as much as you can. Side by side we go here. Professor Kenotis and Alex Afonso. Kenotis currently behind as Alex Afonso does manage to get by. Kenotis going slow here tonight. And TJ Washington, chat, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a lovely evening, brother. With a lovely squid emote as well. And Sharpenberry joining us as well. Thank you guys so much. And see Dan Brace getting a tire onto the grass and a bit excited. As we're watching here some BMW M2 reverse grid action tonight. This is going to be race 1 of 2. Round 3 of the championship. Dan Brace on the hunt for Mike Burkov. Now, in terms of the driver's standings for this championship, Ollie Raza has a fairly decent lead, 212 points to Dan Brace's 193. However, these two drivers that we are watching right now, this could be a battle for not just 3rd and 4th in the race, but 2nd and 3rd in the championship at the end of the day here, as 193 points to Dan Brace and 181 to Mike Burkov. Mike Burkov also a little bit clear of Casey Schutte, who is behind as well. Actually, excuse me, Casey Schutte in P2 will actually result in him, if I look at the scoring, let's see how much P2 versus, okay, it will not result in him in this race alone, but if he does manage to keep that up into the next race, that could be big in the championship. It's a little early to call anything, as this is only round 3 in terms of the BMW championship. Actually, it's only 4 rounds. That's right, I forgot we split it. So this is huge, actually, in terms of championship is winding down, technically. We're over halfway through. Dan Brace, lovely, lovely stuff here. So far, isn't able to dispatch Mike Burkov. Does feel as though Mike is hanging on by a thread, though. Dan, a very talented driver. I will say these BMWs are so quiet. I want to hear some engine noise. The only way to really hear them is go on board. These straight 6 turbocharged engines, they sound so nice under braking and under downshifting as well. They got a nice little crackle. I'll shut up. Can't really hear it too much in there. They do have one if you go off board. On board, it doesn't sound like it. They're very tame cars. As I said before, these are road cars, basically. They're very souped up road cars, around 365 horsepower, so definitely a little bit more than my Toyota Camry. Nonetheless, they are 3-liter engines, like I say, with 2 turbochargers strapped to them, straight 6. Car that as well has a great amenity of air conditioning. Dan Brace probably has that off now to gain that extra horsepower. Down the inside he goes, but it's just going to be a look. Lovely defense there from Mike as he runs a little bit deep, covering off the switchback there, not allowing Dan Brace to have any of it. Oh, Oh, and Snoopy, you're absolutely right. If he was to go for more of a hot rod red, which is what Iron Man's suit has, then he may gain 1 or 2 more horsepower. That could be the difference. Also, Waggy, welcome. Raggy? Waggy? I apologize. Hope you're having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world, as well as everyone here tonight tuning in. Thank you all so much. Ooh, here we go. Jeff Dallas and Chronotis. Chronotis has been going nothing but backwards here tonight. He seemingly actually started in P13, gained a bunch of positions at the start somehow, and ever since then has just been falling to the pressure here. Let's see what Jeff Dallas can make happen in the Precision Motorsports. Also, the cameramen slacking on their jobs here, as I thought the game didn't look that good. Look at that. Much better. Gotta love night and day qualifying. Oh no, what has happened? Mike Burkov is facing the wrong way on the start-finish straight. That is never what you want to see. I think he was making a move on to Dan Brace. In fact, I missed it. He was ahead of Dan Brace. Of course he was. He was already ahead of Dan Brace. Oh no, Dan Brace with a tap. Mike Burkov tried to save it, but unfortunately the understeering nature there just didn't allow that car to grip up. Bro Dirt subscribing with Prime. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate you for using your Prime sub. Of course, you only get one of those. And using that over here, I appreciate that beyond words. If you do have Amazon Prime, of course, you get 1 free Prime subscription. And if you do not use that Prime sub, you know where that money goes, chat? It goes right into the pocket of Jeff Bezos. Do you guys want that? So make sure you guys use your Twitch Prime subs. Doesn't need to be here. Just, though I would appreciate it. And thank you very much, Bro Dirt, for using yours. Why did it star out? Oh no! Casey Jackman and Potts Weaver. Did they just have it coming together? I was reading chat. Definitely looked to me as that was the case. Let's get a better angle here as we see Casey going for the move. Oh, tough one. Stewards are definitely going to be having a look at that. Was that Kleinbacher? Wait, is it Mellenbacher. There we go. It's Kleinvacher. Apologies. I'm great with names, as everyone knows. Oh, here we go. The Peanut Bimmer Racing is going every which way on the track. I said it before. John Hawley had a very nice snack before this race, consisting of peanut butter and bananas. However, he left the banana peels on the track, and he's found a few of them since the beginning of this race. He needs to keep the grip as he goes through the first chicane now, heading into the second corner, though not able to make anything happen just yet. Mellenbacher. Mellenbacher? Really? Is that Mellenbacher? Is that correct? Oh, here we go. John Hawley side by side again as he makes the outside lunge. If he can make this stick. Oh, yes, he does. Nicely done from John Hawley. Going the long way around on Casey Jackman. And, okay, it is. Mellenbacher. Awesome. Thank you. Brandon Mellenbacher. Casey Jackman in the AOA racing. The cameraman doesn't know who to focus on. There we go. Doesn't currently have a response. Lovely livery, though, gotta say. Is this the Spitfire-inspired livery? Is that what that paint scheme was from? I don't remember. Was that the Bombers? Someone in chat has to know. I know it was an Air Force thing at the very least. U.S. Air Force. U.S. Air Force Special Warfare. So I'm not sure if that's Special Forces or not. Judging by the name, I would assume so. But one thing I do also want to say is big thank you to any military out there in chat or in the race or just in general. You guys, of course, we wouldn't be here without you. Wherever you're stationed in the world, back at home, across seas, you guys are absolutely incredible. And thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service. Casey is trying to get this position back on John Hawley. As they come around the right-hander. The right-hander is, look, the very original corner names. Turn 4 into the 5th corner now, coming into the 6th of the left-hander. You can see the brakes there. John Hawley a little bit earlier than Casey. That could be a good opportunity in the future. Ooh, Casey a little bit early on the throttle there, not quite the line he was looking for, and John Hawley gets a stellar exiting comparison. Alex Afonso in the Intercontinental. Oh, Dan Brace is stranded in the grass and beached, it looks like. What's happened here? I think this is an unforced error. You can see the back end wobbling under braking already. Are we going to go onto the grass there? We do. What? Car died. The engine blow up? Maybe the engine blew up. As that happened in our last race. That's the only thing I could think of. Unless, I mean, there's no way he ran out of fuel that early. I don't think he would have underfueled that much and then not come into the pits. That seems very unlikely. That is really going to affect the result for Dan Brace, obviously. Though that may mean that he starts in first position, actually, in the next one, as he's completed most of his race. I don't know if the script requires you to come across the line. We will find that out now. I know last week we found out if you don't qualify, you will, or if you don't finish the race after joining late, then you will not be starting at the front of the grid. You'll start at the back. So we'll see where Dan Brace starts in the next one. Mike Burkov and Jeff Dallas. Oh, Mike Burkov has some big damage on the front end of that BMW. The aerodynamicists definitely were not accounting for that one in today's race. Nonetheless, Mike Burkov able to make the best of a bad situation, does dispatch Jeff Dallas after a bit of an error. And Suzu the Cat Girl, VT, welcome, welcome. Emergency at home? No, I'm not sure because he pulled to the side very gingerly and he downshifted the whole way. That wasn't an abrupt stop. Unless he's the most calm man on this planet when it comes to emergencies. And he's like, nah, I need my car to come to a complete stop before I go.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
The drivers tonight, no pit stops required, as it is just a 20-minute sprint. Alex Afonso has found the back of Potts Weaver. Can hop on board with him. Get a great view as we come onto the start-finish straight. A very long straight. These cars, though, not the most in terms of top speed. The highest speed we're looking at is Will Brunner at 236 kph. So we are approaching the Janetta's speed in terms of GT4s. Are we? Is it 64? What's the top speed of the Janetta, chat? Is it 264? 265 or something along those lines? I'm sure someone in chat knows. There's a few Janetta aficionados out there. Suzu asking, what cars do we got out there tonight? Well, we have a large variety. As you can see, these currently two M2s having some contact with each other, and Alex Afonso coming off worse, as that was a bit of an ambitious dive on the final lap. Plenty, though. You can see these two M2s, which is, you know, just a bit of an abnormality with an M2 there, M2 here, M2 everywhere. In fact, what am I talking about? It is an M2 reverse grid race here tonight And there's more contact. Jeff Dallas and Adam King at the back here. It is, in fact, all BMWs, Suzu. It is BMWs all the time tonight. We are on the final lap as well. As we have it, where is Ollie Raza? Ollie Raza currently on the cross the line. So we pan to him, getting a nice little celebration. Ollie Raza and the Raza Motorsports BMW M2 comes across the line in first with Casey Schutte in the tin can, back again in second. Will Brunner will be in third. Don't go anywhere though, folks, of course, because this is just race 1 of 2 tonight. We are going to be hopping into the reverse grid. We're going to have a small little lull in the session here, where we're going to have some fun chat. Trust me, especially don't go anywhere for the intermission, because boy, do we have some interesting plans that we've been doing recently, and I'm not sure if you guys are too into it or not, but we're going to keep going for now until I hear otherwise. But so far, it seems to be going well. We can also maybe get some post-race interviews, as Ollie Raza, Casey Schutte, and Will Brunner, very possible for them. But the BMWs here tonight, also, great recovery drive from John Hawley, back up to 4th. Bit of a terrible start for the Crunchy Peanut Bimmer Racing as he crunched up his own livery. But it's so jiffing good, as it says on his bumper, that he managed to make it up tonight. Flirty 630, welcome. Getting that stinky cheese support. Provolone started up on the podium. Definitely not where he wanted to finish, though, tonight in P7. He was looking maybe even for a P2 at one point. Man, that cat is so catching of the eye. Why don't we hop back into the booth? Welcome back, everyone, as we are now back in the booth. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning once again. So we wait here to head on into the second session, and as well as the lull in between. Let's take a look at the Discord. Any drivers? Nope, no drivers. All right, cool. Love it. Nobody wants to be interviewed, I guess. That's fine. Makes my job not really that easy, I guess. But hey, we do have some plans, so we are going to get some Stream Racer rolling here. Don't worry, chat. You guys are going to be typing here. Not yet, but in a minute, !race, where you'll be able to head on into a session, and we're going to see who's the quickest in chat. So, like I say, stay tuned for that as we get that rolling here currently. Just got a few things, hopefully, here that we can do. But yeah, hope everyone, like I say, how's everyone doing tonight? And Suzu, you'd love to do this stuff, but you have a controller. Little do you know, there are some absolutely nuts that are crazy in a coconut. They drive with a controller. Jace Wright, the controller king. Benjamin Biddulph. There's a few others that I could name, not off my hand though. Nonetheless, they are all superb controller drivers, and don't let that take you away from anything. If you guys are newer to the game and looking to get into championships and races like this, we actually have a league specifically for that, as we can pull this up. We have our GT4 Rookie Series. That's going to be on Mondays at the same time as tonight's race. So if you are looking to potentially dip your toe in the water there, of course, the GT4 Rookie Challenge, as well as our GT4 Open Series Patreon Championship on Mondays. Big thank you to all the patrons. Your names are all on chat. Thank you so much to everybody for participating. Let's get into Stream Racer here after I leave up the names for a second. There we go. Okay, calendars as well. Of course, we also have our GT3 Championship. That's going to be on Sundays, supported by the Porsche Cup Series. Still looking to get some more drivers in for that, guys. Sign-ups are all on SimGrid. I'll get the chat here, SimGrid. You can find the link over to there, and please sign up as well. The Maserati Madness is up on there, Kyalami, and the Mixed Class Enduro on the 11th. So plenty of action here at TRACKILICIOUS. Make sure you guys do check out all of the exciting races coming up. But talking about exciting races, let's get into the one that everyone was waiting for here tonight. Maybe. Where is it? There it is. Now we will. Welcome back, everyone. We are here. Exclamation mark race in chat, everyone. Exclamation mark race. That is what you need to type in order to get into this session. Beachley, eager as ever to make this happen. Of course, he says he is undefeated as him being in here. I think last time around, I can't remember who he had win. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. We got 5 in chat. Come on. Exclamation mark race if you guys want it as well. While you are racing, you can type exclamation mark boost to make your cars go quickly, I think. I think that's true. I saw people doing that in the last race, so I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Cheers as well, everyone. John Hawley dropping a Prime sub. 10 months. Once again, taking that money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting into ours. Thank you so much, John Hawley, for your continued support. Caffeinate. All right, everybody, you're going to have 1 minute. 1 minute to I'd hit the wrong button. To type exclamation mark race. We got 9 people in the session currently. We have TRACKILICIOUS, One Bigly, John Hawley, AV6 Scott, Roofless, Bro Dirt, Suzu, Beachley, and me. Let's get a few more exclamation mark race, everybody. And there is nobody waiting in the green room, luckily. I thought I had stranded somebody potentially. As we get on into this, I need some sort of music. That's right. I totally forgot. I think random funky beats. The sexy sax is not going to work for this. We could play. I know what we could do. No, that's not going to work for this either right now. We'll have to figure it out in the future, or will it? Hang on, everybody. It's too late. Too late. We're getting into it. As we can see, the drivers lined up with the jump in front of them. It's going to be a great start for Roofless. AV6 Scott immediately cheating and taking to the off track. As you can see, everybody climbing the hill now as they go down the crest. A huge incident. Me and Beachley have had a big one together as he tried to climb up my... regardless, in the front here, Roofless going to be leading Bro Dirt as they go through the tight, twisty sector. I need to go on board here as I can't keep up with my camera angles. You can see I am struggling to get back on track here. There's the brick, nicely navigated, though, by Roofless and Bro Dirt. One Bigly as well, tightly behind. Going to be coming up from the rear. Heading now into the banked right-hander and lovely exclamation mark boost, but it sends him into the grandstands. Roofless basically causing the incident that happened in 1940-something or whatever, single-handedly by a wrong-timed boost. That drops the lead of the race, hands it over to Bro Dirt, who, if he went for an exclamation mark boost right now, would send him off the cliff as well. It's a really, it's Beachley coming out of the back. The exclamation mark boost is so risky. You really got to plan it and strategize. Keep an eye on where you are on track. You can see AV6 Scott, nice 3-wide action. John Hawley, a little bit excessive on the loud pedal. Oh, nice. AV6 Scott helping his buddy Beachley out, and I'm also involved as well. Why not? Up at the front, big contact between our race leader and our P2. He is stuck, but he was stuck on the apex, luckily, and Bro Dirt, a bro himself, helping Roofless out. Oh, tough to navigate sector here as we come into the horseshoe-like corner. One Bigly taking the jump and a backflip. He lands the backflip. One Bigly, Jacob Church, manages to land it. Nobody else behind does. And he comes across the line for a style points P1. Who's going to get second? Roofless looks to be the likely one. I think Bro Dirt, that was a photo finish, but Bro Dirt didn't technically cross the line. So in my book, Roofless won. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that one. Beachley, nice style point. And Suzu the cat girl, not in P last. Oh no, but Suzu's they're out of gas. They've run out of fuel. Oh no, at the end, it's a repeat. Okay, they respawn and they beat Eric, which we're going to call TRACKILICIOUS Eric. Eric gets last. Good job, Eric. Getting P last. One Bigly takes the win with a style points backflip at the end. What an incredible showing. Jacob Church said it before. He has a 100% win rate. He keeps that success up. He is the Stream Racer legend. That's a terrible title. We got to come up with something better than that. That was just off the head. We'll work on that one. 86 Scott, gonna be P5 for you, unfortunately, brother. Bro Dirt comes in the podium. A valiant attempt there from Mellenbacher. And Roofless, nice job, P2. And, oh man, why don't we hop back now into the session, actually, or hop into the booth really quickly, as we need to head over into the other server, or change server. So let's get back into the studio really quick. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that. Please let me know what you thought of Stream Racer and just how silly it is. It's a very different thing, but I hope getting chat involved. I hope you guys enjoy that. And Roofless, you had that in the bag, but you're right. The boost at the end, the exclamation mark boost, it was too much. You gave it too much beans, and I don't think I've ever said that before in my life.
Green light, go, go, go.
Oh, and John Hawley coming up with fighting words, but not with fighting results. John, you got to deliver before you can talk smack. It's all about the exclamation mark boost. That's really the key to those wins. I have no idea what I'm talking about, to be completely honest. I don't know if there's strategy to it. I don't seem to do too well, and I seem to do okay sometimes, and I never use boost. But also, maybe no one else did either. Hydrate from Beachley. Cheers, buddy. As that just splashed me in the eye. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. We'll also get some hydrate and some water as well. Why not? Stay hydrated, chat. Just a good reminder. Gave you a 2-for-1 there, Beachley. Enjoy it. We don't give those out too often here. And Bro Dirt with a hydrate as well. It says you have 7 points, but it's 72k. It's 72k, Beachley? Man. You're almost to the future prospect, which I need to disable because we'll see. I want that one to be good, so I might just disable it for a little bit. But also, we have a new points redemption, actually, that should say new on it, that is super spicy, that is well within your price range if you are looking to spend maybe splurge a little bit, as there's a bit of fun that can be had with that one. And one bigly there. I'm a practice in Stream Racer. I'll see you next race, says John Hawley. Get it? He's got fighting words. And you just joined. Where are the results of the first race? Well, in my brain. So, bear with me. As P1, of course, was Ali Raza. P2. Man, that Stream Racer really erased the memory on that one, didn't it? I know for a fact, which race are you talking about? The first race? Because there's been 2 races tonight, Kev. Well, I guess you said the first one, so you're talking about, obviously, the first one. Well, you know, fair enough. Jacob Church, though, with a race win tonight. No, excuse me, Beachley. Jacob Church, I just saw in... Wait, hold on. Wait, what am I talking about? What am I... We're a little bit confused currently in the booth. And AV6 Scott, I guess I gotta store up all my points again. Fair enough. I'll give Mellenbacher, I'll give you your Mellenbacher, excuse me. Mellenbacher did take a podium. That was race 2. That was not race 1. That was the unofficial race. Unofficial official race. How about we say that? Of course, in Stream Racer. Provolone didn't... Did Casey? Oh, man. We're slacking tonight. John Hawley, I think, took a podium, if I'm not mistaken. So that was pretty cool. Or he got P4. But he did pretty good. We had no post-race interviews. That was the problem. Regardless, excuses aside, now I have an excuse to actually move on. Let's head on into the session. As the drivers, or the cameramen, need to change their settings as always. You love to see it. Whoa, Melonbacker just said, Stream Racer, not anything requires any skill. You talking down on Stream Racer? Talking down to one Bigly with 100% win rate? That just sounds like excuses, if you ask me. Nonetheless, let's meet our drivers and get into this reverse grid race, as the positions that you see here tonight, well, these are the opposite order from where the race finished in the first one. And as we have it, starting here in P1, let's get a little bit of visuals on here. Oh man, the guys in the truck dropping the ball tonight. My goodness. There we go. Starting in P1, Jacob Cunningham, number 27, Magenta Motorsports, with his cat plastered on the livery, lined up in first position. Next to him, Adam King in the number 2 in P2, the BMW M2 CS. Jeff Dallas lined up in third, the Precision Motorsports, precisely on the podium here, at least at the start. We'll see if he can hold that for the beginning. Mike Burkov going to be in fourth, quick to pressure Jeff Dallas out of that spot. We will see with Professor Konotis, the number 42. I drew it myself. Bob Ross inspired, as well as other... I think there's a lot of things inspired that livery. Professor Konotis in fifth position. Alex Afonso lined up on row 3 as well, the BMW Lifestyle Intercontinental Racing Portuguese driver, 999 in 6th. Jason Provolone, it ain't easy being cheesy, and no, it most certainly ain't, in P7. The number 82 American driver, going to be pressuring Alex Afonso early or under threat from Potts Weaver behind. We'll find out. The number 13 Dragon Ball Z livery, which unfortunately we do not have because I bet it would be amazing, is going to be lined up in 8th position. Casey Jackman going to be taking row 5 here in the AOA Racing number 808. John Hawley in the Superior Peanut Butter, the Crunchy Peanut Bimmer Racing GIF inspired livery, 410, going to be lined up, rounding out our top 10 there, with Will Brunner behind in 11th. The number 98 Simcast Racing, bit out of position, you would say. Well, that's of course because this is reversed. Casey Schutte as well, 12th position. The number 444 Tin Can back again. He's got a lot of work to do. So does Dan Brace, who failed to get underway, is going to be a little late off the start there. Luckily, this is just the formation lap. The number 46 Iron Man BMW lined up in 13th, and Ollie Raza in the Raza Motorsports, something that I do not get to say often, will be lining up in the back of the grid. Jacob Cunningham leading us away here on our 2.5 mile outlap here at Indianapolis. We got 20 minutes on the clock ahead of us after this outlap, of course, and we will be going green and heading now into this race. The drivers struggled to get the heat into the tires this session. It's a bit of a colder one. You can see the overcast 22-degree temperature. Shouldn't be too bad, but these BMWs are just tricky in general to get heat into the tires. The mechanical grip is basically what you're relying on entirely here. Not much aerodynamics. You can see a very small wing on the back as well as a front splitter. These cars, I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, they're souped up road cars. They're very, very, not average, they're above average, but you know, in terms of the race car world, they're very average. 365 horsepower, fairly tame. Got a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Nice 3-liter straight-six turbocharged, twin-turbocharged engine, as well as air conditioning. So what's there not to love about the BMW M2? It's very heavy, sure. Other than that, you know, it's very fun. Oh, and Roofless, sorry, you're a little late. My apologies. You got to get in there quickly, into the green room. I know it's tough. We need a better system for it. I need to talk with Eric and find out a better system for it. Because it is kind of our bad, I'm not going to lie. So, but I apologize. I genuinely do. As I hope to get you in there in the next one. As we have it, though, the drivers lined up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation. Jacob Cunningham leading us away with Adam King in second. It's a BMW packed grid here tonight. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready here to go green at Indianapolis, a 2.5 mile circuit, 3 feet of elevation. Coming now down the start-finish straight. We will be approaching the light board. You can see it's a very even start so far from the two. Gonna be all about reactions. As we're green, heading now into the first chicane. It's gonna be a long run down though, and a smashing start from Adam King. He's gonna be creeping the whole entire way. You can see Adam King though has the inside line. Should be the favorable underbraking. He goes later on the brakes. This should be his corner. You can see the Constantine 3 wide behind as we head into the chicane. Jeff Dallas under massive pressure. Luckily, Alex Afonso washes wide, giving him space. They rejoin 3 wide. Jason Provolone gets a little tap from Professor Cronotis. No, from Will Brunner? I have no idea. From someone. And 4 wide heading into the 4th corner. That somehow worked. Luckily, no catastrophes just yet. Casey Schutte has picked up a drive-through penalty on lap 1, though. These drivers coming through the horseshoe now, heading towards the slingshot onto the back straight. This is one of the more important corners in these M2s, very momentum-based cars. You can see John Hawley trying to battle his way through the grid. Will Brunner able to gain, not quite, though, on Ollie Raza, as Ollie Raza has already made up, how many is that? Quite a few positions. Started in the back of the grid, up 6 positions. And a full onboard lap for Professor Cronotis. I think we can make that happen. Oh, we'll hold off on that. As John Hawley there, or Will Brunner, excuse me, you can see him getting very out of shape. John Hawley pressuring the rear. You can see inside being defended. Unfortunately, though, John Hawley not able to make anything just yet. Up at the front, Mike Burkov gets an overtake on Adam King after, I think, a bit of a mistake. I'm not sure if there was contact involved. Able, though, to carry on for now. Both drivers hopping on board with Cronotis to do that onboard lap. This is going to be an intense one. Cronotis, car in front, car behind. The gaps are not much. Jeff Dallas is going to be the one to dispatch. Let's see if Cronotis can make that happen before Jason Provolone behind thinks anything else. Provolone, maybe even thinking about 2-in-1 corner potentially here. He's looking, though, one at a time for now. Cronotis on the outside, or Cronotis on the inside, Provolone on the outside. The corner there is definitely going to be given to Cronotis. Nice little short shift for traction as they head into turn 4. Looking at the relatives, half a second to Jeff Dallas. It's a car wide. That's Adam King. Adam King is really struggling here on the first few laps. This is lap 2, and nicely done. Cronotis has to lift, though. Man, that would have been such a good run, and he would have almost got both drivers assuredly if he had just had a little bit better of an exit there. Unfortunately, he had to get off the throttle, and these cars are purely momentum-based. They are not good at acceleration, which means you need to be very cautious. We'll stay with this full onboard lap, excuse me. As he's trying to set Jeff Dallas up. This should be it. We're going to go off board to see the overtake, of course, as Cronotis should have this done and dusted as he set that up from a few corners in advance, and he does get it done. Jeff Dallas falls back one more position, P5 for now. See if he can hold that. Ollie Raza, I'm not sure, is going to be the driver, though, to keep behind you for the longest time. Ollie, definitely on another planet. Mike Burkov chasing Jacob Cunningham. Behind, you can see Professor Cronotis and Ollie Raza, as Ollie Raza has already gotten by Jeff Dallas. I don't think Jeff Dallas wanted too much to do with that, to be completely honest. Yo, he's having a look, though. Or no, he's having a defense. Alex Afonso goes on to the attack. Does get the send. And gets it stopped in time. Keeps it all four on track. Nicely done. Jeff Dallas falling down, unfortunately. Ollie Raza side by side with Chronotis. Not for long. As Ollie continues his way up the field, looking like a race win is very on for him tonight. Who was that? I'm not sure who that was off into the gravel. I heard someone kicking up a little bit of a stir. Alex Afonso next to attempt an overtake onto Chronotis. Ollie Raza already walking away and behind Adam King. Chronotis 2-second gap and currently the leader of this train. This is a very large train of cars that Chronotis is currently holding up. And Alex Afonso, looking for any opportunity he can get, has fallen off a little bit in Sector 3. Ollie Raza, I think, is going to get the overtake onto Jeff Dallas around the outside. Which, wow. No, okay, not quite. If he could have made that happen, that would have been pretty impressive. Mike Burkhoff's off. Oh no, was there contact? Let's take a look here. Doesn't look like there was. This looks to be self-inflicted. Mike Burkhoff onto the grass and onto the recovery. Rejoins at the wrong angle, to be honest. And then kind of gets on the throttle too early. Just a bit of a awkward rejoin. Jason Provolone and Will Brunner side by side, in fact 2x2 as we go down the straight. Jason Provolone going to be looking to maybe make 3 overtakes happen in one corner. That is such an ask though, especially when you're overtaking the likes of Will Brunner and Dan Brace, two extremely talented drivers. Thank you very much as well to, is it, oh, I should have probably read that before I thanked you. Sorry. Jodasius? OW, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. I definitely butchered your name. And if you want to give me a correction in chat, I would really appreciate that. I do apologize for the mispronunciation. You can see, though, 13 minutes, 17 seconds left. And as we have it, Casey Jackman and Jeff Dallas here. Jeff Dallas had a very good start, obviously, due to the reverse grid there. He started in P3, currently down 7 positions. Mike Burkhoff, though, does take the prize of the biggest loser here tonight, down 9 positions after that incident. Man, I wasn't even close. That was so far off. Jodison. Oh, Alex Afonso is a chicane at the exit of a chicane and facing the wrong way. That is a terrifying sight. We're going to ride on board with Alex Afonso and see this. I think he gets clipped, maybe? John Hawley, we probably should have rode off board with him for this. He does get tagged as there's a BMW on the inside. He should have been aware of that. And this is what I wanted to ride on board for. One of the most terrifying sights in all of racing. It's also terrifying for every driver involved. Jodasas. I also mispronounced it after you gave me the phonetic pronunciation. What's that name? Where's that from? I'm very curious. Jodasas? That sounds Afrikaan of some sort. Or Afrikaans of some sort. But I could also be very wrong, because it could be a few other things that I could think of. But Adam King also falling backwards. Down 8 positions. We got a trifecta here. 3-way tie currently for the biggest loser. Jeff Dallas, Mike Burkhoff, and Adam King all currently battling for that position. And all next to each other on track as well, hilariously. Oh, some contact. Jeff Dallas gets that splitter a little bit too close to the rear end there of Adam King, and that allows Mike Burkhoff to slip on through. Nicely done, Jason Provolone. Pressuring Will Brunner into a mistake. That's what can happen. You get too focused on your rearview mirror, and it's so easy to slip into a little bit of a false, or not false sense of security, but just a little bit of a lull in judgment. You look up at your rearview mirror at the wrong 10th of a second, and you miss your braking zone by a couple meters. And, well, what happened there happened. Will Brunner runs a little bit deep off track, and Jason Provolone, nicely done, in position to take the position. Cronotis, oof. Dan Brace. Oh, no. Oh, no. John Hawley, I was going to say, was doing so well. Can't call that a commentator's curse because I didn't say anything yet. I only thought it. But John Hawley was pressuring Cronotis and gets a little bit out of shape on the curbing. Dan Brace just unfortunately misjudges that apex speed. And, I mean, hits the car in front of him. Unfortunately, I think that is definitely going to be on Dan Brace. Calling that, though, just from as I see it. Stewards will have an investigation, I'm sure. Slipping and sliding is Adam King. He's pushing that BMW through these corners. Jeff Dallas going to get dispatched. Oh, Dan Brace, I think, is going to call it quits here tonight in race 2, unfortunately. Adam King holding on, or excuse me, getting it done and holding on. Jeff Dallas still tied for biggest loser, both Adam King. This is still a battle for the biggest loser. So, a lot of pride on the line here. Oh no! Both of them run deep. And Alex Afonso is now involved. So Adam King did run deeper, and much deeper, in fact, which really compromised his run. Jeff Dallas, though, thought that Adam King's line looked very tasty and went for a little bit of a trial, and didn't quite work out for any of the drivers involved, except for Alex Afonso, who managed to close about 2 seconds, and so did John Hawley. Now we have a 4-way bout for P9. John Hawley moves to the inside. Can he get it stopped in time? Not quite. He's going to keep the nose at least on the look. Taking that alternate line. Switchback attempt onto the exit of the next right-hander isn't going to happen. Very tricky one to do with the nature of those corners. He's going to stick on the outside. A bit optimistic. I think John Hawley needs to just play it calm for right now and wait for exactly that. Basically, just force him into a mistake and allow yourself to capitalize. Speaking of mistakes, Potts Weaver, well, turn that 4-way battle into a 5-way battle, because after a little bit of a self-inflicted error, Potts Weaver is now leading this train. This could not be a better race. Like, honestly, this reverse grid format is so incredible, and I highly encourage anyone to get involved if you guys are interested. Look at this racing that we're seeing. 5-way battles here for P8. If we had more drivers on the grid, could you only imagine? This reverse grid format, such a good idea. Massive shout out to Professor Cronotis, currently on the podium as well, for getting this script working and allowing us to have this championship in the first place. This is such an incredible feat that Cronotis has managed to pull off, and just what an admin he is. Mike Burkov is off. Oh no, needs to get it stopped. Okay, look at this. I don't even know who is going to take the advantage. Potts Weaver is currently, with his tail between his legs, running as fast as he can. But we're too wide behind. That's going to be Jeff Dallas on the inside heading into the first corner. Oh no. Did Casey Schutte and Mike Burkov both had separate incidents behind? There's so much happening here in these closing stages. No changes in position just yet. Something, though, is going to happen. This is a knife fight in a phone booth. And only one driver is going to be able to come out in front of the other. So we'll see how this works. John Hawley looking to dispatch Jeff Dallas. Alex Afonso way deep into the corner and onto the marbles. That's going to give him a terrible run coming into the next part. Luckily, the corner tightens up, though, with a right-hander. That should be his saving grace, at least a little bit. He can maybe park it, but he's going to have those dirty tires, and he's going to struggle to get that traction down compared to the other two. And look at that. He actually backed up Jeff Dallas and allowed John Hawley to go side by side. John Hawley is going to have to go for an around the outside pass into a chicane. Very tricky to do. Switchback attempt. Deep goes Jeff Dallas, and that should be done and dusted. John Hawley, signed, stamped, and delivered. Manages to get that done. Nicely done as well. Up ahead, Provolone and Chronotis. Podium battle with 5 minutes remaining to go. And look at that. That is not the racing line, everybody. Chronotis going extremely defensive. That's going to be costing him time behind to Will Brunner as well. Provolone, with massive overspeed, holds the outside line. It's going to turn to the inside and back to the outside, but he does get it done before the corner entry, and as a result of that ultra-defensive nature that Chronotis had, it gives him a poorer run through the first chicane. Will Brunner is going to try to capitalize on that as well. Oh my, Mike Burkhoff and Casey Schutte. I'm not sure what is happening back there. Chronotis was on the podiums. Jason Provolone gets the job done, though, and next up is Will Brunner. Chronotis going backwards at this stage. Will Brunner still not able. He had a good opportunity. Slipping and sliding, though, is Chronotis. I feel like the rubber is gone on those tires, and if they're not, they're very warm coming out of this sector, because that was a lot of slipping around and not much grip on track, which that can really heat up the exterior of those tires, cause them to grain and blister. And when you are defending like an absolute madman, you need every millimeter, every single conceivable piece of rubber on those tires. You want it to stick on. So far, so good, though. Malcolm X, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning. You're getting just about in time here. At least you're a little late, but hey, nonetheless, you're in time for the finish. Got 2 minutes, 46 seconds left to go here of the M2 reverse grid. Currently, Will Brunner and Chronotis, these two have had a nice scrap. Will Brunner finally dispatches Chronotis. Chronotis has been doing everything he can to hold on. Wasn't able to get just at the end. Provolone ekes it out as well for the podium paying positions. Ollie Raza in P2 has... Ollie Raza in P2 has caught up to Jacob Cunningham. Ollie Raza started in the back of the grid, everybody. In case you guys weren't here at the intermission, of course. We have a M2 reverse grid, which the start of this race was determined by the finish of the previous, and then flipped. So P1 in the previous race started in P last, and P last started in P1. So Ollie Raza did win the race in the last time around. He started in the back of the grid. Jacob Cunningham, who started in P1, is looking to hold on to it. But unfortunately for Jacob, he has one more lap to do it. And Ollie, I got a bad feeling for Jacob. Let's just say that. I think Ollie is going to go for the overtake here. He has the slipstream. He has the gap. Jacob covering the inside slightly, but not enough for Ollie to matter. You can see actually Ollie lining up the switchback. Okay. What do you got for us, Ollie? Final lap. Last 2.5 miles. 1 minute 50 seconds left of this race. You can see a bit of a seesaw at the wheel. Cunningham wider than Ollie through there. Interesting note. Cunningham again wider as Ollie closes that gap up a ton, and he actually has to lift off the throttle mid-apex. Ollie going for the run. Okay, he takes it wide there and carries the speed onto the straight. He got that wheel straighter than Jacob did, or at least got it straighter quicker. Sends to the inside very late, but Jacob is very late on the brakes as well. These two evenly matched, it seems, on the final lap. Ollie Raza just not able to find the gap that he's been looking for. He's running out of corners to do so as well. Slipping and sliding, he's milking the cow, coming through Sector 3 now. He sees the gap, he sees a gap every time, but Jacob just somehow is able to place his car magically there just in time. Ollie sets it up, slightly alternate line, but he tucks right up into the bumper. He's gonna stick onto the inside and send it. Gets his elbows out. Ollie Raza is gonna take the lead of this race. I'm not sure there was contact there. He is gonna come to the line and take the victory. Ollie Raza, a weave as well at the finish in front of Jacob Cunningham. We're gonna go back and watch this again. This is a 30 seconds back. So this is what we just saw, because I really want to see that again from the high cam. Send from Ollie Raza, some contact, but I gotta be honest, Ollie Raza, as late of a send as that was, that looked on. Definitely will be down to the stewards at the end of the day, and also some contact at the end between two drivers. Well, Jason Provolone comes across the line for P3. The Provolone fan base is going to be raging in excitement, raging, roaring, screaming out of their seats. Lovely result from Provolone. We're going to hear an interview from him. Oh, John Hawley makes his crunchy peanut butter car extra crunchy. But what a race. Will Brunner in 4th, Professor Cronotis in 5th, Casey Jackman in 6th, John Hawley in 7th, Adam King 8th, Potts Weaver 9th, and rounding out our top 10 was Alex Afonso. Nels, welcome. Mels, as well as everybody else joining us. We are at the end here of this race. Casey Schutte, Tin Can back again. A little flourish at the end. We're going to head back into the booth momentarily here, as well as get some driver interviews. We're looking for Ollie Raza, Cunningham, and Provolone. If you guys could get over into the booth, or rather green room, that would be lovely. As we'll get some race replays up in the background while we wait for that. And see. Welcome, everyone, once again. Hello, chat. Hello. I hit OK, unfortunately, but I hopefully can remember. Ollie Raza, Jacob Cunningham. I'm going to move Jason Provolone where I don't see Jacob Cunningham. If anyone can get a hold of Cunningham and get him into the Discord, that would be lovely. For now, we are going to start with the drivers that we have. And why don't we start off with the fan favorite? Sorry, Ollie. We're going to start off with Provolone, the man that I think everyone wants to hear from. Provolone, you're on the podium tonight. How does it feel?
It feels good. I never get on the podium, so yeah, I'll take it.
You had a pretty good fight as well. I think a well-earned podium at the end of the day. I don't think it was gifted to you.
Nah, I fell back early in the race. I had some contact with someone. I don't know who it was, but we all kept on going, and eventually some other guys dropped out, and Corona was in P3, and then yeah, we had a nice little battle. Worked out.
Yeah, Chrono seemingly fell off at the end there a little bit. You managed to capitalize on that as well as another driver. I mean, just all in all, how does it...
I think it was Brunner too at the end.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I know this is the question that everyone is wondering. Is it really not that easy being cheesy?
No, it sucks. It's really hard.
You heard it here, folks. The question that everyone's been wondering has been answered. It ain't easy being cheesy. It just ain't. Ollie Raza, the race win. Once again, in fact, you're going to be leading the championship standings now. Had a bit of a struggle last week, but making it up this week around, I think, pretty handedly.
Yeah, I mean, the first race was kind of straightforward. Nothing much happened. And then the second race was definitely lots of fun. Like so many people battling. I got a bunch of positions in the beginning, and then it was just a matter of catching up to Cunningham. And the battle I had at the end with him was probably the best I've had in a while. So it was great racing with him. Got an opening right at the last corner, and then got him.
You
It was awesome.
definitely made the most out of a little gap there. I think that was you've made a very similar pass recently. You're getting I feel like I mean, you've been quick forever, but where does this come from? All of a sudden, I feel like these moves, I mean, they're so clean. Is there another level of confidence that you've reached, Ollie?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I've had more experience now, but yeah, just when you're in the zone, you have that tunnel vision, and it just feels like if they give an opening, you got to take it. Like Ayrton Senna says, if you don't go for the gap, you're not a racing driver.
That definitely has worked out for some in the past. It also has worked out in the latter way, and well, it hasn't, and ended in massive catastrophe. But tonight, you made it happen, Ollie, and congratulations. And that was thoroughly entertaining. We got a nice replay of it as well on stream, so
Awesome.
it was very entertaining to watch that battle unfold at the end. Unfortunately, we don't get to speak from our P2, but that's all right. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to them in the future. Thank you guys very much, both Jason Provolone and Ollie Raza. Congratulations on your podium. Thank you for racing with us, obviously, and I hope you guys have a lovely evening. Take it easy.
Yeah, thanks for streaming, Mike.
No problem. Of course.
Thanks, man.
You have a good one.
All right, chat. We are going to get ready to close this stream out. We are going to be raiding as well. We're going to raid Prondo. He's going to be probably in the grass, but he wants some people to come and hang with him. So let's go watch him play some ACC as he just comes across the line. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the Prime subs. We had a few Prime subs tonight. You guys are absolutely awesome, taking that money out of sweet Jeff Bezos' pocket. Technically our boss, but also give the hydrate to Sharp and Mary. Cheers. Welcome, everyone. I thank you guys for the follows as well. Been huge lately for the follows. We will have their Kiss Cam goal, I assure you, soon enough. We'll work on that. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll leave that up for a second. And yeah, we've absolutely smashed our follower goal. So that needs to be heavily modified in the future because you guys clearly made quick work of that. But also, big thank you to our Patreon members. Huge thank you, in fact, to our Patreon members. If you guys are interested on Patreon, you can find all of our members there as well as become one yourself. And thank you so much in advance if you do consider becoming a member and do follow through with that. Because, like I say, it really makes us motivated to keep doing what we do here and push on to bigger and better things for everybody involved. So thank you in advance from the whole Trackalicious team. But as I said before, we're going to be raiding. We're going to be raiding Prondo. So I thank you guys for watching. Once again, it's been an incredible race. This reverse grid series, guys, got to get a part of it if you aren't and are able to. Because, wait, Patreon, whoops. My bad. There we go. SimGrid. !SimGrid. You can find the link there. But it has just truly been an absolute incredible season. Once again, thank you guys so much for making that all happen. And, well, thank you and good night.